Daf Yomi, Tractate Bava Metzia, page 30b, part 2. With the words Amar Mar, Asher Yelchu, the Gemara analyzes the Braita. The Master said, with regard to the phrase, they shall walk, that is referring to visiting the ill. The Gemara asks, that is a detail of acts of kindness. Why does the Braita list it separately? The Gemara answers, the reference to visiting the ill is necessary only for the contemporary of the ill person. As the Master said, when one who is a contemporary of an ill person visits him, he takes 1/60th of his illness. Since visiting an ill contemporary involves contracting a bit of his illness, a special derivation is necessary to teach that even so, he is required to go and visit him. It was taught in the Braita with regard to the phrase wherein, that is referring to burial. The Gemara asks, that is a detail of acts of kindness. Why does the Braita list it separately? The Gemara answers, the reference to burial is necessary only to teach the halacha of an elderly person, and it is a circumstance where it is not in keeping with his dignity to bury the dead. Therefore, a special derivation is necessary to teach that even so, he is required to participate in the burial. It was taught in the Braita, they must perform, that is referring to acting beyond the letter of the law. As Rabbi Yochanan says, Jerusalem was destroyed only for the fact that they adjudicated cases on the basis of Torah law in that city. The Gemara asks rather, what else should they have done? Should they rather have adjudicated the cases on the basis of arbitrary decisions? Rather say they established their rulings on the basis of Torah law and did not go beyond the letter of the law. New Mishnah. Which is the item that is considered lost property? If one lost a donkey or a cow grazing on the path, that is not property. As presumably the owners are nearby and are unaware of the animals. They're unaware. Presumably the owners are nearby and unaware of the animal's whereabouts. If one found a donkey with its accoutrements overturned, or a cow that ran through the vineyards, that is lost property in a case where one returned the lost item and it fled and again returned it. He again returned it, and even in this scenario he repeats itself 4 or 5 times. He is obligated to return to each time, as is it stated, you shall not see your brother's ox or a sheep wandering and disregard them, you shall return them to your brother. Deuteronomy 22:1. In the course of tending to and returning the lost item, the finder was idle from labor that would have earned him a selah. He shall not say to the owner of the item, give me a selah to compensate me for my lost income. Rather, the owner gives him his wage as if he were a laborer, a payment that is considerably smaller. If there are 3 men there who can convene as a court, he may stipulate before the court that he will undertake to meet the item, provided that he receives full compensation for lost income. If there is no court there before whom can he stipulate his condition, his financial interests take precedence, and he need not return the lost item. Gemara says, with regard to the question in the Mishnah, which is the item that is considered property, the Gemara asks, is that to say that all those other cases that we stated in this Mishnah are not all lost property. Rabbi Yehuda said that this is what the Tana is saying. While the principle employed is a defining lost item that one is obligated to return, the Mishnah cites examples to illustrate the principle. If one found a donkey or a cow grazing on the path, that is not lost property, and he is not obligated to return it. But if one found a donkey with its accoutrements overturned, or a cow that was running through the vineyards, that is on his property, and he is obligated to return it. With regard to the ruling in the Mishnah that a donkey and a cow grazing on the path are not considered lost property, the Gemara asks, and is that the case even if they graze 300 unattended forever? Rabbi Yehuda said that Rav said, until 3 days pass, they are not lost. Thereafter, they are considered lost. The Gemara asks, what are the circumstances if the animal is found grazing at night, even if it is unattended for even 1 hour? It can be presumed to be lost, as an owner never grazes his animals unattended at night. If the animal is found grazing during the day, even if it is unattended for more than 3 days, it is also not presumed to be lost. The more answer is no. The measure of 3 days is necessary only in a case where one saw the animal grazing in the early hours in the morning and working in the dark of nightfall. For the first 3 days, we say it happened that the animal went out a bit earlier or a bit later than usual, but nevertheless, it was the owner's acknowledge. Once this is observed for more than 3 days, it is certainly a lost item. It is also taught in a Braita, if one found a cloak or an axe